Ah, Wakanda! Da-da-dee-dee-dee-do.
$1 billion.
Welcome to Wakanda! You may have thought it was the Lion King, but it's not. It's Wakanda. And we're here around lots of vibranium.
No unobtainium, though.
That is true. Actually, we're actually in my basement, the Blind Mole.
We're not in Wakanda? I swore we were in Wakanda.
No. Yeah, you might have thought so, but just like the movie The Black Panther, we unnecessarily used a green screen.
It was amazing, though.
But we could have just gone to Africa.
Movie magic. Why go to Africa or Wakanda when you can just go to the Blind Mole's basement?
Welcome to the Blind Mole. I'm Mole.
And I'm Joby.
And today we're talking about the Black Panther, specifically the music done by Ludwig Goransson.
Yes, that's an important thing to distinguish in this video because there's an amazing album component with the Black Panther, primarily directed and composed by Kendrick Lamar, which we're not discussing in this video. It's an amazing album in its own right, but we're talking about the score.
And Goransson worked a lot with Lamar in producing that, so it's not like they were separate in what they were doing. But Goransson, not a name I was familiar with as much when this movie came out, and wanted to talk a little bit about who he was before we got into the score. This is Goransson's fourth collaboration with director Ryan Coogler, which I think is just fantastic last name. Coogler the Bugler. Some of those other works include Fruitvale Station and Creed. Goransson, Swedish guy, helped the band Haim get off the ground with their single Forever, which is pretty cool. Some of you are familiar with that band. But he hasn't done a ton of movies, and this is probably the first one people will be like, yeah, that's a big one. And for Marvel, you know, we've talked about how Marvel struggles with soundtracks, right? Struggles with scores. For some stupid reason, they've decided not to invest in that component. However, I think the Black Panther delivered pretty well as far as Marvel movies go. You'd rank it pretty high, not as high as Doctor Strange, or maybe the first Captain America, but a pretty solid score.
I enjoyed it.
So Goransson, how did he get those sounds? Well, he traveled in 2017 to Senegal and South Africa, and he recorded a lot of local musicians there that formed the base of this. And that's why it sounds so authentic, because it is authentic, because he actually went there, he actually did his homework, he actually did his research. Unlike the director who decided, let's just green screen this entire movie. I'm sorry, I will stop. It just bugged the heck out of me. I can't be the only one.
Wait, those Panthers, they weren't real?
No, they could have been.
Yeah, there's a lot of moments, green screen, like the end scene, spoiler alert, with Black Panther and Killmonger on that really beautiful sunset. Like that could have been an actual vista, or the background behind M'Baku, like in his winter kingdom in the high mountains. The background of that could have been done in so many different locales in Africa, but they chose not to. Creative choice or budget, perhaps? Probably not budget.
Or maybe they wanted to be like the Lion King, have it all be animated. I don't know.
It's a circle of life.
Quote, "It was important to me to make music that fit in culturally with each scene. For example, if there is a big fight, there are traditional African rhythms created 1,000 years ago for these specific kinds of moments. Finding ways to use these rhythms that have always soundtracked those moments for scenes in the film can make them really special." And so I think Goransson really did that well. He learned and he listened to these African traditions and really honored them in his score.
It's an important thing for Black Panther in particular, where they're creating a fictional nation of Wakanda, but they're baking in kind of these Pan-African traditions, whether it's the music or the dialect or accent that they're using when speaking to each other, the clothing, the design, the weapons, all of that drawn from actual historical Pan-African objects and traditions, but then kind of baked into this fictional Wakanda futuristic city.
One cool thing to check out in the score is from the track Waterfall Fight, and it's obviously in other parts, but at the 2:05 mark, kind of onward, you're going to hear kind of Chala's main theme and what kind of carries the Black Panther through. Now, I found the subject of Killmonger more interesting as a theme than I did the Black Panther himself.
I also really liked the Killmonger theme, and one thing that you'll notice is that Killmonger in the story, we had this kind of West Coast hip-hop kind of background, starting out in Oakland, contrasted very differently with T'Challa's background in this more traditional African society in Wakanda. So you see this back and forth happening in the different scenes as one character enters that given scene. One thing I think that this Black Panther film kind of fell short on was music that enhanced the female roles in this film. I love how Black Panther empowered these women to make them just powerful warriors, and genius inventors and innovators. But one thing that did lack was that they didn't have any individual themes in terms of music or even like a little intro sequence that gave them this sense of particular identity or empowerment via music.
Now that we've reviewed this score, we want to give it a little bit of a ranking, but you notice when you listen to movie soundtracks, you've got to rank them two different ways, in my opinion. First, you have to rank them by how well they play with the movie, right? So we call that a game time rating. When you're watching the movie, how did the music fit in with the score? Now, if you're junkies like us, and I mean that in a good way, you go home and you listen to that thing right after the movie, and you work out to it, and you sleep to it, and you study to it because, you just love the music. So how well does the music play there? And we're calling this the headphones rating. So we got a game time rating, and we've got a headphones rating for after you've watched it.
Too often we kind of blend these in our conversations, and it tends to either take away from one environment or the other. So we're separating those out so we can give them full justice on either hand.
So the game time rating for Black Panther is
4 moles.
That is pretty dang good.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite 5, but pretty good. Remember, it's 1 out of 5. And the headphones rating?
3.
3 moles. This is not chemistry, people. These are real moles. And like I said, our ratings is out of 5. You can get up to 5 mighty moles or 1 measly mole. So we're talking a pretty good score overall.
Mm-hmm.
Better in the movie than it was on its own. But go dig through this score. Listen to some cool tracks. Casino Fight has a really cool theme. Like I said, Killmonger's theme really pretty fascinating. But overall, I'm excited to see what Marvel and what Goransson does next.
Thanks for joining us on The Blind Mole today. I'm Joby.
And I'm Mole.
Hit us again this next week, and make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. We'll love to hear what you guys think.
And go green screen. Woo!